Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and these are the things that you require for making the Heart Trinket Tray. That was air dry clay and some pointy material, be it chopsticks or any kind of stick. And I've taken out a piece of air dry clay. In one bowl there's some water, and in another plate there are a few drops of oil. So before you begin, it's recommended to oil your hands and fingertips specifically. And today my son is going to show you how to make the heart-shaped trinket tray. So the air dry clay has to be peeled off, and with a cutter you have to cut it off. The air dry clay is also having a transparent plastic thin film covering which you need to open up, and then when you are keeping it for storage you want to shut the plastic plus the top covering properly so that it does not get hard. Now the first step of using air dry clay is using your fingertips to soften it, and keep doing that for a bit and then make a ball from it. So you need to do it like that, so everything, all the particles get softened. The instruments that you see on my right are some Play-Doh instruments that are available with children's Play-Doh sets, but you can use any other alternative too. So you need to knead it like a dough and make a smooth looking ball which you flatten it and then roll upon it to make a flat base. Underneath my tools is a big plastic bag that I have laid out so that the table below or the surface below doesn't get dirty with the clay particles. We have cut out a heart shape from a paper and kept ready so that we can just trace out with a cutter and make no errors while we are working on the clay. Using a sharp object, you can just trace the heart shape first. It's okay if you cannot go through and cut out the clay, but just tracing will also do at this point. Now I'm going to use a paper cutter to cut through the traced outline, making sure that we have a neat shape. Of course, you can do any shape that you would like to. Dipping your finger in water and applying it like this is usually to smoothen out the surface, removing all the cracks that we see and making the sides or the edges smoother. So during the whole process of making any object from air dry clay, we do not use oil. Oil is just used to put on your hands and fingertips at the beginning. wherever you see us rubbing anything like that, it's always water. So we are smoothing out the edges, as you can see. Like that. If you have reached till here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and please hit the like button on the video. Also comment below to support our channel. We have some really great videos coming up for you. Now we roll the clay a little bit like that. If your child is making this with you, make sure you do not give the paper cutter in their hand. There is also the red colored Play-Doh cutter which I allow my child to use. So please be careful and supervise your children when they are using pointy and sharp tools. So that's a roll, and we are going to make a border or like a small boundary around the shape on the heart-shaped base, so that it gives a little height to the edges and we can place something in it. So the first, at the beginning, we just place the rolled clay, and then there is a technique to stick it properly to the heart base. We're kind of adjusting the corners and the points that meet. And now starts the tedious process of merging. I'm making some cuts on the clay. Whenever the clay is smooth, it gets difficult to stick with the other end of the clay. So we make these rough edges on both the sides of the clay, and then you bring it together and it sticks better. Now I'm going to use this tool that has a circle dot at one edge to blend the rolled clay onto the base, so that everything sticks together perfectly and it looks like one object. So while doing this process or this step, you may feel that there are lines or stripes being seen, but that we can always smoothen out with water and using our index finger later on. So we need to blend the clay with the base on the inner rim as well as the outer rim. So I find this part the most tedious part of the whole process, and I'm kind of liking it that my son, who is 6 years, had the patience to go through this whole process, and he's done it really well, don't you think? So we are showing you this in fast forward. It is not the real time footage, so yes, your process may go slower than what you see right now. And look here, I'm using my finger dipped in water to smoothen out all the lines and the creases that form while I'm blending the clay with the base. Now let's do the same thing on the other side. Now as we finish with the inner rim, let's repeat the same process on the outer rim, making sure our border blends with the outer rim of the base. And now we begin with the smoothing process by dipping our index finger and thumb both in little water, and because there was excess water I dabbed it with the napkin, and then I'm going to use both the fingers to slide over the edges like that with gentle pressure to shape it up, smoothen it up and make it even looking across the whole border. The smoothing part is a really important step, so if you can see I'm doing it repeatedly over and over till I get it right, because that's gonna kind of have the whole make or break the whole look of your object. So of course the blending part is equally important. or things will just fall apart after they dry. And smoothing is important for the overall finish, which you cannot do after it dries. So after we had to leave it for 24 hours for it to dry and then paint over it, but my 6-year-old couldn't resist holding it around and roaming around the house, so we ended up cracking and breaking it into half. So here I'm going to teach you how to mend the air dry clay object, and I'm just removing some fresh clay. And here there is some extra learning happening because of this breakage, and trust me, it turned out to be perfectly fine, and you really cannot make out that this thing was broken. So watch till the end and do see the end product. So I'm going to use some Fevicol over here for adhesive, and I'm also going to use some fresh clay so that everything binds together well. So in between I want to have a very thin layer of clay applied. So I'm kind of taking it in my hand, a pinch of clay, and rubbing it along the edges so that area becomes sticky. So at the moment the heart that is broken is extremely hard and dried up. That is why I'm adding fresh clay to the edges so that it sticks well, and some Fevicol for some extra adhesive support. Just look at that. Now let's get rid of the crack that shows in the middle. So I'm going to take some wet clay, little bit, and just kind of rub it over the crack with my thumb and blend it with a little water with my fingers, with my index finger, to make it look smooth. It may look a little bumpy, but I'm trying my best that the whole thing looks smooth and does not show that prominent bump. So first thing is getting rid of the crack and then smoothing it out so that it doesn't look bumpy. Let's see if we are able to do so, and we are successful at making it look seamless. after it dried up a little bit, again the crack was showing. So I again went through the process of applying a light layer of fresh clay all over again. Now I'm going to allow it to dry for 24 hours, and this is after the 24 hours are over. It is hardened and I think it looks really nice, no cracks seen. And here we are going to be using sandpaper to smoothen the edges and the back and even the base, even the rim on the inside, everywhere. This step is going to make your object look really professional and smooth, and it really doesn't look like as if it's handmade. And now we are going to use acrylic paint and paint our whole tray. Paint on one side, allow it to dry, and then only turn over to the other side. Now that our painting is over, let's mask it with Fevicryl Mod Podge. You can also use varnish, clear varnish for this. So we are going to remove this Mod Podge in a little bowl and use a very clean brush and a dry brush, no water used, and apply it all over. So this is a little gluey kind of a medium. It is glossy and a little sticky, so it binds the whole thing, the color to the tray. Also, if you're going to use this as a palette or something, you'll be able to wash off the paint on it and everything without hampering anything of the tray. So you need this or a varnish layer above it so that you can gently wipe off with a wet cloth once it gets dusty or something. And while you use air dry clay products, you should always remember that they are a little brittle. Of course, they are not made with plastic or metal or something, so they are bound to break if it hits something hard or falls off your hand. but with this Mod Podge it does get a little more coating and strength. And you'll do it on one side, leave it to dry for at least an hour or two. Only then you will turn around and apply it on the rear, at the bottom side. Hope you enjoyed our video, and make sure you subscribe to our channel and like our video, and comment and let us know what other things would you like us to make with our remaining air dry clay. Thank you for watching and see you soon.